Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. This is G.A.R Capital. My name is Carlos Garcia, CEO of G.A.R Capital. Welcome aboard. We do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on market days. Happy Wednesday, everybody, July 22nd, 2020. Let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm going to remind you, we want to get to 4,000 subscribers. Make sure to click to the bottom right of your screen. That's the subscribe button. Once we get to 4,000, we'll do a live trading session together. So can't wait to do that. Let's get to 4,000. I think we're around 3713. So I think we can get there. Let's rock and roll. I'll keep reminding until we get to 4,000. All right, Dow futures down 38 points. NASDAQ futures up 0.21% after yesterday's fall. S&P futures basically flat, down three handles. Russell 2000 index futures down 0.58% off the lows, right off the 100-day moving average. VIX up 0.76%. That 30 handles the level you want to look at. Crude oil is down 1.36% after climbing yesterday. Bitcoin futures down slightly, 0.27%. Gold futures up 0.5% at 1851 an ounce. Silver continues the roar up. It was up as high as 9% today. Now it's cut that in half, up 4.63%. Huge move. US 10-year bond yields are currently down 21 basis points at 0.586%. And dollar yen from my Forex traders, 107.06. I'm going to go ahead and switch it up. Instead of putting gasoline futures, who cares? We'll put euro dollar because it is soaring. Euro dollar is up 1.15. It's at 115, up 64 pips as the euro soars with the stimulus deal passed. And dollar index is down a quarter point, now at 94.88 on the dollar index, which is good for commodities, good for Bitcoin, good for Forex traders who are shorting the dollar. So that's where we are. All right. Today, obviously, is the big day, Tesla and Microsoft. So I know that's what you guys want to talk about. So I'm going to go and knock it out. Tesla is really just a binary trade if you're going to trade the number. If you want to know my opinion, I think they beat. I think they're profitable, and I think it will soar. I think we'll break 1800. The trades, the options itself is very, very, very expensive and very, very, very risky. If you are going to play Tesla and you want to go long, best bet, go very light. When I say very light, I mean very light on a very out of the money call, like a 3,000 or 3,500. Again, it'll be out of the money. It's cheap anyways. You'll probably get some demand. I just think they're going to beat. Personally, again, I'm confident in the company. I'm confident in Elon Musk. And I wasn't always this way. 3 years ago, I thought it was a cult stock, and boy, was I wrong. And I'm glad that my CAO Anthony got me on the right track because I'm up nearly 200% on the stock since we bought earlier this year at 500 a share. So here we are at 1595. I bought like at 560, and I kept adding. So um, with my investment club. But again, I think they beat. I think that they will be added to the S&P, and 1800 will be broken to the upside, which is about a very good amount of about $200 to the upside. Could it happen today after the bell? Sure, sure. I want to listen to that conference call. I'm going to read the report and see where we go from there. But that's my position on it. I don't want to signal it to anybody. Honestly, it's a little risk, too much risk on board, and we're just going to go with that. So next one is Microsoft. I'm pretty sure everyone's asking about that. Remember, Microsoft is low beta, means it moves with the market. So again, if you're watching the Nasdaq, it is pretty much in tune with it, and it is up basically $1 after hours. If you do want to play Microsoft, I am bullish on the name. IBM did beat. I would say take a look at the 215s would probably be your best bet. They're a little expensive too. 209.77. 210s would probably be excuse me, 210s would probably be your best bet since they're a little closer to the money, but 215 would probably be your cheaper route if you want to play it. I wouldn't do 220s, a little too far out, and tomorrow will be Thursday. If you did want to do the 220s, it'd have to be next week, but I'm still bullish on Microsoft. I think they beat. I think their cloud revenues will be off the chart, and Microsoft is a fortress, so I don't know if they'll increase any dividends or anything like that. That'd be nice. They don't have any issues like the banks do with the Federal Reserve, so I am bullish on Microsoft, as you can see, pretty much consolidation here on Tuesday after the big boost on Monday and then fall. So I may just take a look and see if we play it, but I mean, we've had a great week so far. And the reason we had a great week so far is because of SLV. Oh man, silver. I talked about it, guys, with you guys last couple of days. I've been telling you, silver and gold. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. And we signaled it to our members, SLV, excuse me. I got as high as 1,000% gain, 10 bagger. I got 500% on it. I got out of it. I was happy. Premium members, signal, basic members, and students got it. So congratulations to them. Students also got GLD. So again, as the dollar goes down, we're watching gold and silver. We really don't trade the commodities much, but you're seeing a sell-off here in silver. I would not get into it now. I think basically the run has happened. Just wait for it to kind of pull back a little bit and see if you can get in position. But don't be the last guy to the party, you know. So I wouldn't jump into silver right now anyway. So if you do want to go long term on anything or you want to play another trade, I'd rather just go into gold. I think gold is a little more consistent to the upside. Silver has been more of a parabolic move. But again, I think gold would be the 175s look pretty decent, and I would go for next week on it if you wanted to play gold. But 173 seems to be that support. It bounces. So again, 175 to me, the calls for 175. Take a look at the volume before you play it. But the GLD for next week would probably be the play I would move as we get more stimulus package passed, more debt, more printing. The dollar is going to get a little weaker. So GLD, I prefer GLD over SLV. I already took SLV yesterday. So GLD would probably be my better bet for the 175s. So we'll go ahead and write that down, guys. GLD 175 for next week would probably be the move. Uh, that's the way I'm looking at it. I also have IWM open, small caps. We had a nice little breakout here to 149. I have the 150s currently. We have a little bit of a fall here. We're down oh, about a buck currently. Again, IWM still likes to move. It's still above the breakout level, in my opinion, which is right around 146 and 146.57 is your 100-day moving average. It bounced right off right there. So again, I'm expecting a little bit more of a push. IWM rotation happened yesterday as tech sold off, slight sell-off in the grand scheme of things, and the banks got caught a bid. So IWM's biggest sector, which is small caps, is the banks, financials. So again, when financials do well, IWM does well. So I'm still confident in this trade, and I think we get the boost we need to get this trade going. It's only Wednesday, so let's see the price action moving forward. So Microsoft and Tesla, I'm still bullish on. I'm still bullish on E-mini futures and S&P. I've been saying it now since we got to 2,300, guys. There's nothing new. Nothing's changed. I've always said, you know, if you want to take profits, go for it. I haven't sold anything. The only time I've sold something was not to take money, was to invest in something else. So that's what I do. But GLD is something I'll be watching. I'll be watching Microsoft. I'll be watching Tesla, obviously, for the earnings today. And moving forward, let's see what we get. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Paul, good morning. Microsoft calls for earnings too risky. It is risky. Obviously, everything's risky. If you wanted to play it, I would say the 215s, but let's see the price action first. Looking at entry on GLD. Yep. Wow, before I even looked at the questions, I already knew the answers. I already answered it. And Markel, same thing. More silver calls? No. I'd rather not. I prefer GLD. Do you think IWM gets past 150 mark by the end of the week? I do. I think that we get that boost, and it's a $3 move. I think we're getting around that high of 149.16, and that should get us profitable for an IWM personally. Shopify. Anderson's asking about Shopify. So let me go and expand here. Excuse me. Shopify, oh, very interesting here. Shopify getting a little bit of a dip here. Again, it's a lot of peaks and valleys. You're getting a slight bearish movement. But if we look at the daily, you can see it's an absolute monster. I have not bought a position here yet, but it is looking very interesting to actually maybe add a position and invest in the company. So I have an alert on the daily at 670.26. That's not happening tomorrow, obviously. If you look at the hourly, I would say right around support of 680, but we did break the 200. We did break the 100. Let's see if we can get to around 900 and see if we can buy at that level. 900, I would definitely buy a couple of shares in some Shopify. So again, 900 would be my buy zone on Shop. I'm going to go ahead and put my alert there. I have not owned it. I've been owning Amazon instead in the e-commerce space. Will silver and gold continue to, well, I don't think silver will continue to soar the way it's been doing. I think it'll still climb. I think gold has a little more upside. I think silver has ways to go too, but I don't want you guys chasing SLV today. That's for sure. I think you're gonna get a lot of profit taking. Don't get burned because you're the last one of the party and having FOMO. 30 PFE calls. Thanks here for the call yesterday. No problem, Steven. Apple calls. I'd rather you be in something else, but I like Apple, obviously. Apple reports in August. here, I mean, you're just hugging the 100. Not much going on. I think you're gonna get premium killed. I'd stay away from Apple. Facebook, same deal. Facebook, you're hugging the 100. Stay away for right now. You're not gonna get a lot of movement. Space, I do like Space. Space is actually breaking out. I think there's a lot more upside. I own the stock. So again, I think that the 2632 is gonna break. I think 30 is on the way. If you look at the daily on the on Space itself, you still have a slight gap to fill right at 2873. I think we break that and then get to 30 personally. So I am bullish on the name. I've been bullish on the name for a while. Entry for Netflix and Nvidia. Let's see Netflix. Again, when you say entry, I'm assuming you want to buy calls or you want to invest. If you're looking at investing, for Netflix, I would say right around 466, 450 would be a good way to go. I added some Netflix on the report, on the earnings report on that dip, and I'm still happy with it, and I still own shares. So that's what I'm thinking there. In regards to Nvidia, Nvidia is still beautiful. Nvidia is still above 400. 410 is your 100-day moving average. And it's been pretty much coasting around there. I wouldn't buy calls on it because a lot of the eyes are going to be on Microsoft and Tesla. So again, when it comes to calls, you want to keep your eyes where the money flow is going. So again, I would rather be watching Microsoft or Qs. Instead, Qs could be another way you could play it. But Nvidia, if you're looking to buy, I would say anything below 400 is a good buy. Qs here, I think we do break 269.79. Not this week. It may not get enough. If Microsoft does crush it, then we should soar. I think if you get to 262 on QQQ, that'd be a buying opportunity to go ahead and buy maybe the 265s again. But 262 would be their level to buy personally on QQQ. Hopefully that happens today because then I'd actually probably pick up a couple of calls and to play. And then actually be cheaper as a lotto. If you wanted to play a lotto, let's say you want to play Tesla, Microsoft, QQQ. The QQQ 100 has both of those stocks in it. So QQQ could be the level to play, and it's a little cheaper. So again, if you wanted to play Qs, you could play the 262 100-day bounce right around here, and then you could play the 265s for a nice quick gain. And if you get the bounce that you want. Yeah, I did mention Microsoft and Tesla. That's the first thing I mentioned. Do you think Apple breaks more this week? I think it's just consolidating right now. I don't think you're going to get enough to push it to the upside. Maybe running out of gas around 390. I mean, if you have calls on Apple, keep an eye on them. But again, we've been kind of reverting back to that 100-day moving average, and I'm just going to not play it this week. Honestly, I think we have next week to play it, and then you have earnings the week after in August. What about Trade Desk? Trade Desk, I think it's TT. Let me see. I think it's the Trade Desk. TTD. I have not played that stock. I don't know about their options on it, but again, it seems to be the 100 and the 200 crossing over. Not exactly the best thing to look at. Look kind of like cross there. The 100 is your support level of 441.87 if you do want to buy there, but I would think you can get back to around 430 to maybe buy some more. If you own it, I don't know, own it. I haven't researched it to be honest with you. I'm going by the charts. Carlos, what does premium kill mean? Well, remember, premium kill means the time decay for your theta. So again, the longer you hold the premium, the less likely it's going to break profit or whatever the profit target you want. So again, the longer, let's say if you have it for this week, and again you have it's Wednesday and the stock kind of wobbles and you're not getting anything, your time decay is going to hit your premium. So again, you're going to lose money on the value of your contract. Thoughts on financials like MA or V? I like V. I own V long term. I do not own MA except in my SPY-G ETF. But again, V is basically just kind of sideways here. I love it long term. MA, same thing. I just bought some PayPal recently, so I prefer PayPal and Visa. Nothing against MasterCard, but again, I just prefer Visa and PayPal here in the financial tech space. Good morning. Joel says, what do the calls look to? I think Qs would be the good way to go. I like Microsoft to look forward to, and I like GLD. But again, you'd have to play GLD for next week because it's a slow mover. Have you finished the 10K challenge? Figured out what you're gonna do afterwards? Right now, Nick DiGiacomo, who's our VP of options, one of our teachers, he handles the 10K challenge, and we're actually up about $7,800. I can actually show you here, and you can see right here, profit and losses, $7,150. That's where we are, 7,150. And we paid about $1,200 in commission. So once we get to 20, I mean, which we will. It'll happen. I'm just gonna tell him to continue it. Just continue it and continue trading it. And why not? So just keep it. I don't know what the next challenge will be. 30,000 challenge? Who knows? We'll see. Next one. Any thoughts on the European market, especially DAX? The DAX is the German market. I'd rather just stick with American equities personally. I'd rather not touch European markets. What ETF do you prefer? My favorite ETF is SPY-G. I've always been saying that, SPY-G. ATVI calls 85 for July 31st. I believe that's the next week. Yeah. Well, I don't play too far out, so right now 80.76, you're basically at break even. I like the trend to the upside. I can't say ATVI is a big mover. As you can see, it's only moved about what, $2 in 2 weeks. So, hmm, I have to look at the volume. If you break 82.50, fine. If you break to 79.72 or 78.87, you probably have to pull the trigger on it and pull the ripcord and get out of it, personally. Any other oh, Etsy. Etsy I've never played. Looking at the chart here. Another consolidation here. 107 to around 102. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're looking for here, but if you do want to play calls, you need to break that upside of the 107.85 level, the 200-day moving average. And then the $100 level is your support. Thoughts on Twilio? That's one name everyone's been telling me about, and I have not played. But again, another consolidation after that rise on Monday. It's right for the Nasdaq is happening. But again, 262.42. If you break 266.98, then it'll be interesting to play. But until then, I wouldn't touch it. Lulu, I own the stock long term, and I love it. And kind of like a Twilio name, like Twilio. You could see 331.15. If you 331.50, you break that, then you can start looking at calls too. But I have not added to my Lulu position now. Beyond. Beyond has been absolutely crushed. It's you see the fall from 162 to 130, and it's still below the that 200 day. That 200 day seems to be that fake out level. We keep tapping it to the downside. I have a short bias on Beyond. I think it breaks down even more. I think that we test 125 pretty soon, if not today. So again, take a look at Beyond for the 125 level. Maybe the end of the week you'll get to 125. I'd rather play puts on Beyond than make calls. Are you playing Amazon, Tesla or Amazon? I have one Tesla Lotto because I own the stock and I'm green on it. And it's a 3500s. I went just for a Lotto on it. Not a big deal. I didn't signal it. I didn't tell anybody. I don't care. I mean, but it cost me $100 just to play Tesla on it. And I'm gonna play calls on it. And I might even get 40% today if it boosts. It's happened to me before where I bought some longer dated, I bought some really out of the money calls on Tesla and I made 200% on it when it was nowhere near the money. So it's all demand, guys. So 3500s were the ones I'm in, and let's see what happens. Do you think Tesla goes up if they beat? Yes, I went ahead and talked about that earlier today, earlier in the video. So yes, I do think they beat, and I think they beat break above 1800 today. That's just my call. I could be wrong. Da, da, da. Thoughts on Amazon? Amazon, love Amazon long term. I own it, and I think any kind of dips below 3,000, I'm buying. Definitely. How does SE short? It's Asian e-commerce. SEC limited ADR. Well, looking at it here, 116.01. It's kind of sideways on the 1 hour. Short term. Oh man. I would want to see if we could break 125 before I do anything with this name. To the long side. And to the short side, 107.50. That's the first thing I'm seeing. TLT. TLT is bonds. TLT has been rising. I prefer GLD if you want to play the safety trade of bonds and commodities. I'd rather say GLD would be your best bet. TLT ain't bad. I would say TLT need to break 169 first before you do anything. What do you think about a long call for an IO? No. I don't like playing on IO personally. NIO is really, really, really volatile, and the spreads are very wide usually. So 1238 right now, not really looking at to get into things kind of sideways. Looks like the big pop was at 1644, and then it dropped to 1238. So I don't want to play that to the upside at all. It's kind of fading from that level. So if anything, you probably want to buy puts. If anything, not calls. And that's where we are. So we'll be watching Microsoft, GLD, Q's, and Tesla, of course. So there we go for the week. Well, for the Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll keep you updated for any news. As always, make sure to follow our Twitter at G.A.R Capital. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. We want to get to 4,000 so we could do a live trading session together. I would love that. And I wish you guys the best. Have a great Wednesday, and it'll be a fun one. Enjoy, you guys. Oh, here we go. Got some questions. Last one. Snap moves from here. Snap down. They suck. I've been saying it. Thoughts on Ulta calls? I don't think they have a lot of options. But again, Ulta has just been slid to the side. Break 209, you could talk. Good morning, bro. What are your thoughts on gold? Gold, I like gold long term. Yes. Thanks, Carlos, for everything you said it. Yeah, so guys, if I anything regarding Tesla, Qs, Microsoft, gold, silver, it's all just replay it and I explain it to the T. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We'll catch you guys soon. Carlos Garcia, CEO of G.A.R Capital. Have a great one, guys.